I think that more can sports more can send me about state of a stadium and na se for nom and me say manage one because so would him say the entire Kolebu renal unit o kan ho say me bro motom here because omo hia sika omo nsanka and so here in the past it minya over 100 million and over Ghana cedis sisa komaja ya say wadrock national cathedral e ho asema besia ko ye ko world cup do buy no sika na every mobile no so what is ala jubrisa be ka so mo chama mo ho mo bi anya $100,000 ono na numa sem oko Senegal omo sika na mo nyie no mo e de infrastructure e wo ho se be be stand the test of time sika no mo chadi until day the aka no de omo de ye obi anim football development atonsuom. You see, so sika na nyese yen sanka revenue ni ye raise yet ha na COVID-19 by frontiers yakofa omo mbetena airport testing no anka betimi da ma no Gucci ni we no at the end of the day they were able to raise over $80 million eyo omo amusika omo de ko Ghana sika onya free yes somewhere less than $7 million.
Now when say nipa na abide the contract in without the Ministry of Health
and how no mo ye district assembly kwa even taxes na say for district ejije no yes say they kwa private your friends entity.
That's right.
Now wajije we dey amom. So I know the day no nipa nim kwan e fa so a yenya sika di but the dey bo nipa ho bra ko lebu nipa mo kidney disease. Look at the number of people mo but obi nobody cares and yet ho. So that is the republic unfortunately we find ourselves in. Instead of misika no ye be just to ensure that the problems will be fixed. Budget ya ba kan ato asananua ritual finance minister begina ha ba kan ya as to whether the hope na se for ba Ghana for akaka kwesi. But you see budget by Ghana for whenever a conversation is riddled with those mathematical language people naturally shy away because percentage there and I'm for much interested. But I think that there are key highlights as you hear na can because budget is a finance minister nya already ya kra no wodi wani hwa first ya de ka because our project is ye ba be 226 billion Ghana cedis going into the next year but revenues na say for grants aye benye nyina 176. So yenya nko bia no ye de ka deficit of yes 50 billion I say ya balance and sana expenditure and revenue at me be on the equal scale. So cap to be say this is a country we see the international credit space we've been locked out. So what it means is as you can ntimi nkwa bonten se akwa bobosia because Moody's Fitch your friends S&P na se for no obia downgrade yen se e ka eson ya e wa bonten enye ka ketewa ena eno ababeda ho se am no ka se yegusu a ye de amanfo negotiate se be ya ye kan ye betime nya some MOU be with them and sana IMF even the second tranche of your 600 million no kwa no omo de amayen. So that is going se am no ka se ya suspend your payment no na se for no and aban sa 50 million na all pay but be obenya free the domestic market. Domestic market for the private enterprises and na se for no omo no e ho no mu raise sika de ye omo nyuma no ene aban ba sa the same market no so no the private entities and enterprises no aba be presika ho and obviously when government is in competition with private enterprises na se for na government will push them away. So I know the day business yes say private enterprises has always been the engine of the economy na se for captain and their access to credit is compromised because government ain't even kwa bontin ko bobosia na no nti one oba local market so oba crash those local players out. So we are expecting say economy ni be gura at the end of the day you might be mistaken and sika your project yagu is likely say omediabro. That is one thing and the project is ye benya no ye nya because last year or make those projections and the media budget review he came back to revise the figures to the sense that even grow to crown or revise it to somewhere around 1.5. So clearly the year the year and corner there is no new revenue measure be a abase ya nam kwan we so the ordinary near to so a property rate and minimum kwan ya fa so a be raise anya sika but the spending there e ba besia ko again or say Ghana for celebrity and oba and who said na the workers no ehia no kwan to your friends say yinyum na se for man akwa abasa wa ya de economy ya destroy in 6 to 7 years sa ade no kokko ready does it solve our problem because I work say Ghana economy ebe cross 1 billion Ghana cedis mark na question is 1 trillion. You have $1 billion mark now. I know the impact I want on the economy is because elsewhere, because the economy I rise it to that particular level, and I say GDP now rise it to that particular level. Captain, within the country, the productivity is high. companies in the factories so that particular interaction na creating new man for you be and then my GDP no grow and at the end of the day there's always a linkage between the GDP growth and the economic lives of the people. But in our situation that is not the case because even GDP na nkasansa na be wuram no bisa say Ghana ya share wo saying because GDP your friend saying the market value of goods and services produced within the borders of this country. The market value. So if we are talking about market value, prices are key. So if you live in a country where inflation is so high, I know the inflation will drive that particular goods and services prices, you know. Exactly. So the numbers will go up. So you can't fool anybody by saying, yeah, 1 million mark into the people should celebrate because inflation is high and because it is market value, the price will be affected and a bit Myanmar I didn't have to akosoro. It doesn't mean that the economy is doing well. Again, what is Ghana's share? What this particular GDP I come as me. Because you see goods and services produced within the borders of the country. MTN share Vodafone and several other private enterprises or more activities in for Aircom.
That's right.
So I know the day. Economy no base in expand there because I will share by the home when we do not even have loss as a bit. I can say when you MTN as our business will come her or profit no won't mean signing in at least retain a certain percentage. Sebe ma Ghana economy no at me jina kakra. Sa loss no are not there. And your mobile number business in we are almost so musicana they change it into dollars because don't forget say MTN in the city across South Africa or in here cities. So be change it to dollars and those monies will go away. I know the day the economy will contract. So, Sanya mana yakikano M1 economy no just a government per se government Ghana from taking it serious. I think they should be looking at the gross national product. I know the same goods you feel saying goods and services in the market value Ghana from but foreign companies and Ghana for within and outside the borders of this particular country. I don't know what imagine so I can say, oh, Ghana for more America, more businesses in the foreign because I never cost maybe there was certain linkage be able to me say Ghana new life is doing better. But these numbers in that is why even most economists are moving away from say you can say how economy is doing well. They don't base it on GDP because GDP in nominal terms, you know, I don't know it's for the books. But in reality, and then people are looking at the poverty index. People are looking at the happiness index. People are looking at the human development index. These things put premium on Captain Smart as an individual or lifespan sensitivity, the quality of life that you live, your access to capital, nipano, or even freedom are key. So I know the day, you know, it takes an individual and a profile to see how well that person is. These are the indices I wait to make us the economy is really doing well. So it's a celebration whenever Sanyama is riddled with mathematical flourishness. People shy away, people don't want to go into it to understand what exactly is happening. And it's the reason why multimedia Sanyama to go Habasa from Hodi. Again, or say, or ma a friend is saying tax relief for a pad because I think it's a very issue. Yaka Honsen Bebra, Yaka say pad wide in I am my school for beginning to be called. A binding solution of the man and say, we are granted tax relief for companies as Sabi, or Mokra, Niamana deba, no more we don't have VAT, any import duty or year free. So, but Captain, ask yourself, say, companies no more produce pad or cruma, no more do I say, for my checks, I'm told say they are just three. And just three, no, their production capacity no cannot meet national consumption even in a year. It's less than 30%. So, I know the day, so more that tax relief, then I say for them now. Now, majority of the people are still important, and don't forget those who are important, your friends saying, pardon, or mono tax relief, more. So price will not change. So when you have about 80% of the people important, not just 20%, hard no the day, no, they might want to keep their prices at par with those who are important. But I know the day, the monies will go into their pocket because that windfall will go to them. It will not be passed to the consumer. This is straightforward common sense. So you see, we were expecting a government to this certain initiative. Beka said locally, we are trying to empower several other companies a bit to manufacture some of these things because productivity in the production that's for some of the basic things that you hear you don't expect because you look at the emerging needs of the people and yet here is a part here at the end of the or mind to say Ghana you pad. when we can have all the resources, everything to ensure that we manufacture this particular thing in this country. Captain, ask yourself. You look at the emerging is none of funny no make up you say, oh, Ghana and make up here my using as if way. About a new emerging way, a month for you. So I know that if you're really serious and never know what they why do people consistently be importing those things from outside? When yes, I say, yes, I am man, the beer you use through here. Captain Nipper Benya, Jumaya, Numa Sembekoye. Now, some of these crocodile the John and as for to go just for in the name of politics, it will not solve anybody's problem. Again, yes, tax relief for your friends electric cars. Electric cars, Ghana for facing real challenge. Our Chrome how and no, I'm for any light. I'm for the only why a day. And then I say for them. Yes, what the electric car buy a free, and even a cash crowd as what they buy a free because a buying in so is your friend said this climate change discussion negotiations now so with me feeding into that particular clean energy way now you have access to credit and it's exactly the kind of strategy can for it at the abasabaya so can be basa or my asabi or more wasabaya world no bit me realize that clean energy way no that's a sikabi bar oh Ghana for the policy about policy ni say your friend saying electric and cars and as for free in the end of the day at least government has taken certain initiative but you see the real problems are affecting Ghana for the numerous seminar as for no that is why we want the budget to address and these key issues were left out so why will anybody on his right senses what's na kroma understanding the economy the nature na kwan e fa so aye wo me nei betime ko tiesi abontin say or celebrate it because can for that ready budget it doesn't make sense and you see the politicization and this kind of so many pane that kind of inclusive politics, things are information is available within the space. Even if you don't understand, you can see clarification or clarity to your own understanding by consulting somebody. Discussions are all over. Now, the economy will be and because the only reason people feel the economy is a better we live in the debt unilaterally we have decided say and you see no more discuss you. We haven't gotten any proper agreement to be with any of them. It is the IMF discussion at least some gave us some memorandum of understanding say we should go ahead. Second tranche is say a challenge. We need to jump over that particular hurdle because China wouldn't say the 1.7 billion. Paris Club your 1.9 billion. Oko Euro bonda.
Patron
billion. Billion. Oko Euro bonda 13 billion and over. And then yes, you bilateral way for 8 billion and within the commercial space 2.3 and over. A car we assume and I catch up with chale mokia unti muntu madwinim. That is the problem at home. And the economy, the cost of budget here can a car yes service in a year, which is 50 billion. Or translated, you know, says a can yes service on a yearly basis, Captain. Wouldn't say so change the IMF the bride. Because 50 billion in a year. Fabra Ghana cities, a bear saying. And a dollar near even 11 cities gonna divide it. And you get somewhere around 4 to 5 billion. Which is much bigger than even the amount of money IMF Debraya Etikruma celebrating. So economy nesi wono akwese adia asie nyina bubu nesi wo and we will expect to thank a government this certain initiative bi baba be say Ghana ni enuma sem ne because ye kasa ye tenase ama enuma sem akoyi a captain ye betimi aye because na make catch obi say wokọ places like be Akomadan Techima na we ya tomatoes na se for ho adwuma no mo ye so then a stop government say me the your friend saying tomato factory aba omo adwuma mo yan say tea tomato yes and the would need ye kra no make sure say you target your friends local consumption Akomadan efie be mu e na ye need tea tomato okroma say Akomadan Techima boy if you be na tea tomato okrom at no the day no you will satisfy a larger number of people by creating jobs and ensuring says you can order carbon no it will not go then about the same thing about rice the last time we catch us here the $525 million e carbon tin e koto mo bakroma in a year oman na ye koto free omo no we are even better off than them because Vietnam oman ya say bi wakọ war then as for ahunyansa aba back e the agriculture be the backbone edua moma in a year Ghana fa over about $250 million e Vietnam koto mo Thailand and then for them. When we have vast land in the north, when we can just incentivize people by providing those mercenaries, a deliberate national policy, you go into mass rice production in the north. You are providing all the needed way. National service personnel here, even the military plan will be ready to devote their time for some of these things. Until say they invest in these productive areas, now say best economy import base, import not yes, that is the cheapest thing to do because I know the SOB. But yet, there is a real challenge, there is a problem, and as a government, there is a need for us to go into the thinking room. Now, you're coming up with some measures, a bit me solve problems, facing the panel. Sadly, you not see. That is why consistently all the challenges I share program, yes, and I come assembly. All of them exist till today. Because another day, even Omo go against laws, nobody face any consequences. Now, at least one at your mind more, we are born here, won't face consequences until everybody is messing around left, right, center, no be afan. As if said there is no leadership in the country. Okay, yes, I'm penning for any, and I owe cassette penny. Nobody is talking against any penny. Common sense is enough incentive to provoke any reasonable human being to understand. Say there are certain basic essentials. Nipa be here as a government, won't mean because you are not advocating the government and cut off Ferrari and Chamagana for. Neither are you advocating the government should provide pieces for Obia. Essential basic human needs. To the sense that people don't even have access to the sense that last week Otunvo had to go on the bended knees appealing to the people of Kumasi. Say Kajet your friend is a Convanoche hospital no isi or no transfer who said be neman koye and for a whole government as be resources and as for yet the mount who say nyansa no konko side and so far so na say and enya enonko na no papa is an kwagina parliament ko ka say la general hospital no we nya access to credit over about 50 million on Monday Kwakosi hospital no e fa no kofa say scan
so say ade chen ya started oh na say ya started
yatia bre
no ana mantini ye
sa no kan
yatia bre sa no ko kan captain na bisa ho say ya fa de say sa sika no e fa no kwakofa free Sasika ne fa na free na se wo sasika na da habis am say ba ne sen e na ukọ afaria hospital no aka wurama all the essential way the last time am kofa da ade we ba o kan ho asem no the deputy minister called and said oh next week ya kwakwa ehwa adwuma bie in a civilized society where there is that kind of respect between people yes and the citizens Adia to say when to me the best thing you do is to resign. But here there is no respect. Nipa na onya to me say he is there because when the nyansa achen obia. That is the mistake that we do. Enti obinya to me he expects say young worship no. They are beyond your friend saying obianti mi nkase say be adia we ni ya na say wanye ni ye. They are beyond rebuke. That is the kind of mentality that they have.